we're back, and we're with the players we kind of expected it to be, in all honesty. If you were coming into this and you were expecting to see Royal Knights on table 1 for your win and in, your completed thing, then yeah, you'd be on the money. If you expected Megidramon, then thanks for watching our tier list. Because I feel like most people weren't ready for Megidramon. We've spoken about this matchup, but I mean, you never really, unless you are on Purple Hybrid, you never really want to actually queue into the Knights players. The yeah, well, curious to see how this goes. What I will say is the Knights player has achieved a draw. But yeah.
If it's 4 the same, I couldn't tell us. No worries.
4 eggs each makes sense. I miss when Knights players were doing random. No wait, it wasn't. Knights players were never doing it. It was the what's it called? The 7 Demon Laws players were on their nonsense. But yeah, this is final round. Trix and TJ. TJ taking a seat. Trix on his feet. Thomas stands on the mans. So yeah, no top cut. So this is the winning in, I think. All right.
Did you play in Glasgow? Yes. How did it go? Not great, but I was on Digimon, so I expected a 6. Respect for Digimon though. Yeah. I think it was either 4-4 or 5-3 in the end. Okay. Which I'll take. I didn't do very well with it, but nice. Yeah. You can't be mad about that, right? No, I can't be mad. You're positive. That's goal number 1. True.
Yeah, so I think they're just getting set up for this. I'm gonna send a couple of little twitty things around.
I'm gonna win to get my invite now. That's the plan, right? Well, I mean, I'll try my best to stop you, but that's the whole.
I will get my invite now. It's like, well, I'll try my best to stop you. Man like me would have said, nah, I'd win.
I don't know how to respond to that.
To be fair, yeah, we don't know. Trix is actually comfortably ahead on points, so even if he loses this, he should be still guaranteed second. But who knows? You know, the Bandai tiebreakers can always be so deeply cursed. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Obviously, you know, both these players are trying to finish with a win and in. All right, finals is a go. Gonna have the Gilmon X built in the back. So 2 costs from the Magnemon starter is kind of what you want to see from the big tree. And top 3, goodbye Grav Crush. That's 1 down, 3 more to find. I don't know what he tries to pop from here. Digimon I designed. Draw 1. Say it with me. Trash 1. Right, yeah, just explaining how the effect works, or what the effect is, stating its listed text. And we're gonna hatch, get a little bit taller, and use Magnemon as fertilizer. Down comes Jessamon, nice and early. Ricky Martin back at it again. As a reminder, should have come to the Glasgow Regional if you if you wanted one of those randomly from OPE. I think they said they found them in like a random shop, and it was just like too funny to not just put in people's packs. So we're going to make the Ward Growl in the back. So we have Megi basically fully set up next turn. And we're now going to make the 6 tool. And we, of course, still have the token as well to do some damage. And do some damage it will, but it is going to die, actually. So no reboot blocker token this time. But we did draw the Ganku. So this is going to be Ganku play Jessamon most likely. No, gonna go Dynus. Okay. Wants to dig for pieces. Omeka's not Royal Knight tagged, right? So you can't actually pick up the Omeka off the Dynus, can you? Alright, Omni X and... Yep. And then Last Guardian, no, gonna be the coolest of boys. No blockers here. Dynus is mono purple, so there's no aces live here either. Swing when attacking. Full cost because we're under 10. Megidramon, 2 Checarinos at security. It's not very big, so let's see what it is. Omeka and Medieval makes it back, which means both guys buckets. Alrighty, let's get floating. Gain 2. Analog, hatch, gain 1. Burn top card of security. Ooh, yeah, that would have been a problem to hit. But, yep, burns top. And then... Ooh, GeogamonX. So we're going to search. And then we still got recursion after we pick what he finds. So, double Guilmon revealed off that one. And then adding back Growlmon. And we'll decline Digimon Eye Design. So we're going to build a rookie back in the back first. No need to commit Digimon Eye Designed yet. Just going to build a Growlmon in the back, and this sets us up to hopefully push out and do Growl X next turn. But if you're TJ now, you've seen what happens when you end on no blocker. You take 3 damage. So I think we're probably going to be looking at a Ganku. 13 cards total in trash, so maybe just weighing up where Gallantmon stands. So we're just under the magic number, like 15 plus Yggdrasil here would be enough to get some pretty decent value. Yeah, out comes the Jessamon, out comes the token, and that's going to be the clear on the GeogamonX. And chokes to 1. So we get blocker with blocker decoy. So he's established that the game plan is make Gankumon difficult to deal with. So we're just going to build in the back. We're going to lose out on the Ganku and Jessamon here. They're both going to disappear. But this makes up for him losing the turn of the Dynus. So we're basically still on one night curve here for Royal Knights. Most likely we're going to see the Omeka in after he swings in. Hits a calling. So this time it is actually going to make it back to him, which is going to be a reboot blocker with decoy, which is going to keep the rest of his knights safe. Out comes Ganku. Ganku play Jessamon. So we're going to play out the token. And doesn't tap the cool boy. Chooses to go for the 1 choke. We now have War Girl X for 1. That does pop the token. And plus 3k. And then, yeah, Digimon Eye Designed evolve into Megidramon without paying the cost, so we don't care about losing the reduction there. 6 cards in trash, plus 8, 14. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 14 cards. Attempting to swing 2 checks at security. And this is with the Ricky Martin token is there to block. But we're actually going to have Ganku go sideways here. Yeah, we don't have the extra DP. This is potentially final. This should be final round. Trix is XO and Jake Holt is XO1. So he has one draw. Trix is straight wins. So this should be all players. Decoy to protect red, and then Omeka is going to get his load. But first we're just going to get all of Trix as turn player priority, all of his stuff. So this is round 5, and this is the winning in. In theory, if there's 2 invites for Pontypool, because of the number of entrants, then top 2 will make it in. Where if TJ wins, Trix is most likely going to be second place, which would still have him as his winning in. But if Trix wins, because Jake has gotten one draw, his points could be a little bit off. So it really could go either way. Either way, based on the fact that we've got Rush Geel out, that implies to me that we have more than enough cards in trash to do the thing. Okay, so that's the egg now adding back the Digimon, and that is all effects. And now the Omeka gets to load Omni X from trash. Get to go Gilmon here. I'm actually kind of surprised that he took the... I'm kind of surprised he took the Omeka, not... took the load on Omeka rather than float into Omni X Omeka. Going to swing this in for the last. Is going to hit Omni X, and then this is just enough to hit Gilmon, gains Rush for 3, and swing. So, game 1 goes to Thomas _ Trickster. Thomas Tex on the decks, we do call him. Yeah, first time playing against Megidramon, you make those mistakes. First time playing against Megidramon is exactly why we were like, this... If you're going to scam a store regional, do it on this one. It's the first one. It's before everyone's been paying attention. Like, so the Southeast Asian players have figured this out. They figured out deck is deeply unhinged. The Western players, they love Mr. Matsky. They are sponsored by Gilmon Bread. They will keep putting that tamer in a deck he doesn't belong in. Analog Youth is your favorite protagonist. Yeah, we figured out very quickly this deck is unfair. So if you're gonna get your top, get your invite, get it now. Go out there, kill people in game. This also as well, like, it's a deck that's uniquely suited to Trix's playstyle. Those of you that might remember from the channel, he is the top 32 day 2 birds player. One of his only loss, I think one of his only losses in day 1 was to the eventual champion, young Mickey Mouse himself. Jorge. But yeah, he went on an absolute tear on Turkey Dinosaurs, Birds, Greymon, whatever you want to call it. He was out there, you know, playing a red deck that's actually a purple deck. And now he's playing a red deck that is also a purple deck. Jake, though, a premier control player. Fan of the channel, always here with the... Ooh, no rookie off that. That's slow start. Training. Calling. Ooh, boy. This catches up to you eventually. Do you... Yeah, you just open pass. The Omeka, it's going to die anyway. It's going to get a load. Just let it have its free chip. Black Growl does die. At least it dies on the first check rather than multiple. That's your only saving grace. About to go to the store regional. Best of luck, soldier. I wish you good pulls, good runs, and no bricking. Down comes Jessamon. Jessamon brings Mr. Martin.
One of them games, yeah. Seems like it.
It's not looking good. The fact that we lost the Gallon early as well is kind of unfortunate. So we're going to open pass. Give him a second turn. It is what it is. This happens. In it goes. Credit where credit's due. At least stuff is dying in security. He could be taking an extra, like, 2 checks a turn if those were just hitting the rookies that he's missing. Ganku, play Jessamon. Jessamon, bring back Martin. And yeah, the third open pass. So this is pretty much as dire as it gets. In we go. There's training. Finally, we're going to see our first body stick around. It's training instead of boost as well, which is kind of unfortunate. I'm just going to play Omnimon. And yeah, Omnimon bring out the guys. It doesn't even necessarily matter about getting the extra value here.
Make the token swing and then I'll game.
Make the token swing. Is going to gain back the rush. And yeah, that's going to be game. So unfortunately,
Happens. That's the first one today.
only, you know, eventually Karma's got to catch up with you. He was talking about it, like the rounds. It was bound to happen eventually. It's the first one of the day.
Oh, we're going to be done in like 20 minutes. So this, right?
And compared to you know, Royal Knights, TJ also opened a pretty nice curve there. Obviously, he was kind of unfortunate that a lot of his stuff was dying in security instead of living. Because like if the Megidramon hit like a rookie, for example, that's, you know, 2 checks instead of 1. If that token, you know, swings into not exactly Growl X, which is the only 6k level 4 in his deck, you know, it's there. So very, very unfortunate on Trix's side, but good stuff from TJ. Royal Knights is mad consistent. Any rookie? I don't think I saw a rookie in that hand. Yeah.
I'm also going to join you.
Yep, both of them going for the mulligan. So this is the final mulligan of the Pontypool Regional for these 2 winners, and this is one of those stressful times, especially when you're playing for your winning in. You don't want to play too safe, but you don't want to gamble your entire life away and throw it on a greedy hand. So it's finding that right mix of greed and where everything is. So stone-faced, it all comes down to the mulligan. 1 to the bottom every time. Best of luck to both these players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And security set. Digital gate open. Oh, you can see shaky hands from Jake. Nervous. Nervous. He's got a Magnon to start and no rookie. Okay, we find a rookie. We can play the game. He loses the first turn. But he did have to go first as the Megidramon player. You do need that extra turn of just being quick. If you can open rookie plus analog, you feel great. But we're going to go Dynas top 4 Chess X and Omni X. So 3 level 7s, which means the security is probably going to be quite squishy. And we're probably going to be looking at boost. No, another analog youth. What is up with the youth of today? What do you need here? Is it a 4 or a 5? We're going to take the 5 and away goes the 4.
I get it.
Is it the 5 or the 4? That is the question. It's going to take the 5. There are fewer of them than 4s in the deck, like maths-wise. Digimon I designed. Draw 1. Trash 1. Okay, Growl X. So we did have the Growl. Round 5 Trix is XO. Yes, he is. And Jake Holt over on the left is XO1. So not a bad showing here. Really early on Alphamon or Yukon just to get him under. Really, really like that. I think if you're Trixie, you do actually have to just play in the back. I think Jake's going to be able to one-choke you for the rest of the game. So you do have to just make a 4 and wait. You're losing out on Mill, but I think you need it. I think you need to be able to push up and play. Unless he's trying to go boost this turn so he can go 4 and 5 next turn. Oh, Gallon gets the clear. Pops the Royal Knight. Adds an extra card to trash. And slows him down on curve. Only passes 4 as well. Really, really good stuff there from Trix. It being a 12k means he's under the threshold of getting Gallanted. He can get Oryukened again. But also the Omni X is going to bot deck the Gallantmon. So it's a card that goes minus from hand. Ends up bottom of the deck, probably worst case, rather than getting pierced and punched over. So really proactive Gallant there. Actually really, really like that. And we're going to see the Jesmon X. Okay, yeah, I didn't think about that. Load up the Omni X. Does get the pop. Oh, yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Jesmon GX, we did see, is kind of a crazy card. So we've used the reduction. Now we're going to play Omeka for 5, put you to 2. So this will put Omni X live for the rest of the game. Because Megidramon certainly doesn't be deleting. Going to go boost. We're missing a 4. Wait, are we missing a 4 or are we missing the memory to play? That's what I can't figure out, if we're missing the memory to play or not. 5 into 5. That's another Growlmon in trash. And Omeka is now live. We see Jesmon for criminally low. Down comes the token. And there's going to be Purge, gain back 3, as we're going to get the load up of the Omni X. All right. Out comes Gilmon. Gilmon into Black Growl. So not ideal. Both players going to mill 2. Gets a cool boy and a Magna out of that. And then we get to add back the Gallantmon. And then we're going to go boost, go to 3. Scramble into Wargrowl. No, he's going to build 2 extra. Loses the Jack rate in the process.
How many cards in trash so far? 16 total.
16 total. 5 cards in trash on Jake's side.
Cheers. No worries.
I feel like you do have to send it.
On the attack, will evolve for cost -1. Yep.
Cost -1. So attempting to delete Jesmon. Oh, this is cute. Attempting to delete Jesmon means that the token has to... Yeah, that's cute. The token has to protect to keep Jesmon up to stay on curve. And so it can be reused for Purge. But if he does, then it's 2 checks into security.
I mean, I don't think it matters. So we just block.
All right, so gonna decoy. Oh, wait, no, you can just block.
So yeah, I'll block. End of attack, delete the board. Yep.
End of attack, delete the board.
2 analog gift to gain 2 mana.
2 analog youth. Hatch. Burn top card of security. Medieval Gallant.
We will... what we've got in trash.
So we have a Digimon I designed to evolve for 0 in this instance. We have Growl X in trash, so Growl X can be picked up. We have enough cards in trash to make a rush body from this position.
Oh, okay. That is fine.
Yeah, this is a really tight position to be in.
Add that. Well, let's think about what we're playing first, I guess.
Yeah, I just don't know what he does from this situation.
Okay, we're going to add back a Growlmon, and I think it's a Megidramon.
Growlmon and Megidramon.
The Megidramon that wasn't the stat, so we still get the underlead. Yeah.
Yeah. So we still get our on delete. So luckily there were 2 Megidramon, so we can pick from there. And then we're going to play the Rush Gilmon. And then we get to bring out the Omeka because the security was removed from. That's a clever way of trying to make it so he frequently gets, like, doesn't get multi-checked. I'm just going to leave it in the back. So this still means that the Omekamon gets to take a chip. And in Jake's position here, you can swing one on Omeka. You can 13 cards in trash, 16, 17, 22 cards in trash. Yeah, if you're Jake here, you can swing the Omeka. It dies. It's going to end up back under the tree. And then we crack the Purge to bring out Omni X. No on play, so it loses the thing. Swing. Doesn't raid, hits a jack raid. And then we're going to Money Mallet to drop it.
End of turn.
End of turn is going to bring it.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. GG's.
Yep, that's going to be it. So, couldn't get it. Obviously, not getting to play game 2 is going to cost you. So, it is going to be Royal Knights taking it in the finals. Yeah, the Money Mallet is kind of crazy. It does what it does best. It just ends the game. So nothing you could have done in that situation. Cards getting trashed. And Megidramon puts on a valiant effort, but ultimately it is going to be Royal Knights. Is Terriermon mid? It's so poetic. So poetic. There we go. So if you like Digimon shorts and skits, he's done some. He's also a wacky races world record holder, so like that's why he always be wackily racing towards the finish line, and the finish line is the opponent having no security and being hit in the face by a Gilmon. So yeah, this is our the guy that's going to get Grav Crush banned for us. You should subscribe to his channel.
Is everyone in? Right, we're gonna go from first down. Prizes, listen up, come on. Right, first we have TJ. Good game, good sir.
Thank you. Well done, mate. Great job to do.
And second, Thomas Tech on the decks. Yes. That's our players with invites, so good on them.
Invites, let's go.
Look, boys, we have Ben.